All right. Hey everyone, this is Mark Wright from Argos Dog Training in Boston, and we're shooting, I think, Ask Argos 4 or 5. If you don't know what's gonna happen in this video, then you should have been watching 1, 2, and 3 or whatever. All right, so Ask Argos 4, here we go. Or 5. Our first question comes from Don Skelly, and the question is, what type would you use for scavenging issues? This question comes as a comment that's attached to dog muzzles, why are they good and where to start, featuring my dog Itty Bit. And I guess this person watched the videos and was like, which one of the muzzles would you use for scavenging? Now that's a big question because I'm not sure exactly what kind of scavenging, where the scavenging is happening and all that kind of thing. A lot of the time though, when I use muzzles, I don't always use them for something like scavenging. That I might just be outside watching the dog, watching it as they pick stuff up and asking them to drop it and leave it. More than using a muzzle. I don't like to leave dogs unsupervised, say outside. If they're scavenging by jumping up on the counter, then once again, I'm gonna be watching that dog when they're in the kitchen, and I'm really gonna solve it that way more than trying to put a muzzle on them and allow them to continue to jump on the counter. So I'm not sure which one this question is talking about. But if we look at the muzzles themselves, the two muzzles I mentioned, or two of the muzzles I mentioned in the video, was the Baskerville muzzle and the Jeffco muzzle. So which one would be better for scavenging? To me, this muzzle, this is the one I would use because the holes are a lot smaller and it would be harder for a dog to be able to get things off the ground if I use this muzzle over this muzzle. Right? Because that hole is a lot bigger. So, yeah. But in most cases, I'm going to watch the dog and teach the dog not to scavenge. All right. So this question, our second question here, was found in the comments that are connected to Ask Argos number 3, pulling on the leash, benefits from crate training, right? And the question is, question comes from Bruce Francis. Hello. My dog sleeps in the crate at night, but we tether her at times during the day. Is it okay, or should we just use the crate during those times? It is okay for you to tether the dog during the day. It's also okay for you to use the crate. Both of them are gonna get you off to a better start than if you just give the dog too much freedom from the beginning. They both train different muscles and different ideas. Like when I put a dog in a crate, we're not interacting. The dog is in the crate, I'm doing something else. When the dog is tethered to me, we have to communicate. Even if I'm doing something else and I'm ignoring the dog, that is a communication that is going on. So we have to kind of communicate once they are tethered. Tethering is a really good thing to learn a dog, to get to know a dog really well, to teach a dog to be calm in your presence. But they don't teach the same things that the crate would teach, which is, I could put you here, and I will come and get you. And you could be calm while you stay here, which is a big thing that the crate teaches that tethering doesn't really teach, right? So yes, you can use tethering, but sometimes you want to use the crate as well. Okay, this one comes from Rookie Canine Officer brings rescue dog home for the first time. It's from Shenzhen. And the question is, do you mean it's a bad idea for the wife to have scooped up the child? And the answer to that question is no, I don't think it's a bad idea. If you have a strange dog that's running towards your child, pick up the child. But know when you pick up the child that there's a chance that the dog is gonna jump. And there's a chance that they could end up biting you, and they could still probably bite the child. Me personally, if the child's on the ground, another thing that I might do is leave the child on the ground and face up to the dog, turn to the dog and block the dog. because then the dog has to go through me to get the child. If I pick up the child, the dog could still jump up, maybe grab the child's legs or something like that. But if I turn and I face the dog, the child's behind me, now the dog has to get past me in order to get to the child. So that is another option. But moving the child from danger is definitely important. And if picking up is the best way to do that, picking up, turning your back, that could help, that would be good. Okay, so our next question comes, well, it's not really a question, you guys. It comes from fact-checking Joe Rogan and Snoop Dogg on Belgian Malinois and drug-sniffing beagles. I had to click my phone to see the rest of the title. We have long titles. So this one, the comment comes from a gentleman named Brett M. Zambrook. I think that's how you pronounce it. I really hope that is. You have a gift for speaking in an entertaining way. You should be on the Joe Rogan show. I feel better at having watched your performance. So that's really sweet and really nice. Thank you so much for the compliment. It would be great to be on Joe Rogan's show because, that would help my YouTube channel out a lot. Probably help the People's Wolf podcast out a bunch too. I'd be glad to be on the show. I hope he brings Snoop Dogg. I hope we could argue about how Snoop Dogg, or I could learn from, let me rephrase, I could learn from Snoop Dogg how to train a beagle to not alert when you have drugs for the food that they're gonna eat. I could learn that. That would make me a much better trainer as well. Also about telling aggressive dogs to sit in their living room loudly.
Man, I go up to the meanest, toughest dogs, Joe. Yeah. And I break them.
And learn how that works. It would be cool. Joe, give me a call. Have your people call my people. All right, so next question. This comes from the video, how to brush a puppy's teeth for the first time. And it's from a person named Ruth Esther. Ruth, thank you for watching. Thank you for checking out the channel. Are you brushing behind his teeth too? I need confidence to do this. I feel intimidated. All right, so yeah, I am brushing the whole mouth of the dog when I brush their teeth. In the first videos, I might not be brushing as well as I would with a dog that has been introduced to this before. At first, it's just getting them used to the objects that are involved, the toothpaste, the toothbrush, and those kind of things. So really, if I just touch the lips, it's enough for a young puppy. Those teeth are gonna fall out anyway. The bigger concern for me is being worried about doing this. You can't hurt your puppy doing it. The comment says, I feel intimidated. So maybe the owner there, Esther, is feeling intimidated by getting near the dog's mouth. And I have a couple tips for that. One is that the video that I showed, that video shows you how to hold the puppy with their mouth away from you. That's a big deal. To be able to have them and control the rest of their bodies, their shoulders and their hips, then you could have access to their mouth and they won't be able to move around as much to be able to bite, puppy play bite or just put teeth on you in any way. Another thing with a young puppy, and I'm talking about young puppies here, you can wear gloves when you do this. And that's a big deal too, because when a puppy's young, everything goes in the mouth. That's how they interact with the world, right? And they are also watching and paying attention to us. So if every time the puppy touches me, I move away, the puppy can start to learn, if I want you to move away, I touch with the teeth, with the mouth. So if I wear gloves, then what will happen is the puppy will touch and I'll just ignore it and just wait. They'll let go in a second and then I'll just go back to brushing the teeth. As long as you're being careful, there's nothing really to be intimidated about. You can't hurt your puppy this way. So just give it a shot. All right? All right, if you liked what you saw, definitely subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Check us out on the other outlets called Facebook and Instagram. And definitely hashtag AskArgos for any questions you might have. We need questions, send them in. Till next time, enjoy your day.